Hello? Testing, testing, 1, 2.
Hello?
Oh, we in that thing. We in that thing, like, we in that thing. It's a lot of ting, 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 ting. I don't even know what that is. Wholeness, infinite waters flow through you on Poindexter. This is TarotOnDex, and I do this from the heart, from the soul, from the street. So if you think I'm here to play around with you, you should leave now. If you decide to stay, that means you'll allow me in your energy. As it is my intent to create conditions that promote health, wealth, and abundance. So let's get started because you know we dominate these time constraints, technical difficulties, and we'll just leave it at that. One of the reasons why I kind of go live randomly, or whatever I do, I kind of do it randomly, and I don't like having a schedule, and it's really hard to like guess my schedule. I don't post my schedule. If you want to book a reading with me, you kind of have to text me. And that's one of the reasons why it's not easy for people to find out my schedule, because I found, and it could be a coincidence, and I'm okay with wrapping my brain around the fact that it could be a coincidence, okay? But in my experience, and you've had this experience if you've kind of watched this channel grow into what it is. I'm talking about this particular YouTube channel because this is one of the newer ones. Then what I've found is that when whoever finds out, right, that, oh, they're posting over here now, like Dex is posting over here now, right, they tend to create these technical difficulties I've been going live on YouTube pretty consistently, and I haven't been having these issues, but starting early this morning, and I was talking about something too, like recently, and all of a sudden here goes these technical difficulties. So bear with me. I always say, in my mind's eye, I'm like, why me? Why? Of all the fucking spiritual people, tarot readers, occultists on the world, what the fuck am I saying? You know? But sometimes it ain't for you to know. Sometimes, even with spirituality, the less you know, the better. Just do what God told you to do. Well, at least that's what I think. Now, we didn't get a chance to do elements this morning, so let's do elements now. Let's tap in. Angels, archangels, ancestors, and spirit guides that wish to see us walk the highest path for the greatest good. We're going to start off with Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo, what do you need to know most? The Devil card energy is out here. Capricorn energy showing up readily. The Chariot card energy. The Devil card is somebody who thinks they know what you want or know how to tempt you. It's like fishing, a worm, cheese, whatever your bait is. There's somebody who feels like they know what to take you off course. All you got to do is give them something to drink. I've been tapped into that a lot. Like somebody's like, all you got to do is take them out to eat. All you got to do is like, it could be an exorbitant amount of money, right? But if a person with a lot of money here, all you got to do is get them like 10, 15K. After that, they'll do whatever you want them to do, right? Then that ain't shit to somebody who got 10 or 15K to spare. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's heavy on somebody that feels like, I know how to get this person to sell themselves out, to sell themselves short, or to not operate in their highest standard. That's what it feels like. Give me some more energy. I was wondering for a long time where this damn devil character came from. Look, Spirit, answer my question, because I don't know if you can see it there in the corner, but it's Rocco's Modern Life. Is that what this is? Rocco's Modern Life. Rocco's Modern Life. The Justice card energy is out here with the King of Cups in reverse. In the past, back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore, but some days I sit and wish I was a kid again. In the past, hell yeah. There's a lot of energy here. The energy, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo, is that of people pleasing, but no, I don't think you would have worded it like that. I think that in your truest heart, you were seeking connection and community. And where you were moving from a place of authenticity and sincerity, other people were manipulative snakes scoundrels, wastrels, and vagabonds. And they was taking advantage of your sincere desire, like, let's be friends, let's hang out. On some Saved by the Bell, Zach and Kelly shit, right? Like, you was looking for a friend, you know, sincerely, and it felt normal, you know, on some Disney Channel, Nickelodeon, sit at home, sheltered kid shit, you know. And this is like a sheltered kid in a world full of kids who are growing up in survival mode, right? That's what this feels like. And you was like, so I feel like, yes, in the past you could have been tempted off of track, but it wasn't because of the drugs, or it wasn't because of the money, or it wasn't because of whatever material thing that they was offering. In your sincere heart, you were seeking a type of connection, and you thought in order to have that connection, it came with all of these other byproducts or whatever it is like that. So it was never that you were sold out or so strung out on a byproduct. The byproduct was a means to another end for you. This is what I'm tapped into. That's why these witches and these warlocks can't really have no effect on you and what you're doing, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo, because they don't. What they don't know what motivates you. You're not motivated by the same things. This is what I'm tapped into. Seven of Cups. They you know, you make moves, you do things, you say things, and they like, you crazy, you're weird, or you're odd, or something like that. Because you sincerely are seeking some type of connection, community, and consultation, if you will. You know what I mean? Like guidance or some shit. Nine of Pentacles energies out here. Meanwhile, these people looking at you like, you got money, or you got parents, or you got whatever this is that they feel like you got, and so you looking to them because you want friends like Richie Rich. Remember Richie Rich was hanging out with the kids from the hood? You know what I mean? He didn't care that they ain't had nothing. He really wanted a friend. This is what I'm tapped into. The Emperor card energies out here. These manipulators, they're manipulators that feel like they know what will tempt you. They will never be able to, you know, Justice card energies in reverse. Be effective in their plans to soil your character or soil your reputation or character assassination because they don't know what motivates you. Zach and Kelly. I feel like I called it. Right? Zach and Kelly. On some Zach and Kelly type of shit. Emperor card energies out here. You're not just creating sugar spice and everything nice. Or remember, he had Mojo Jojo at first. So that means he was testing on animals. But that's neither here nor there. These people are manipulators, right? Manipulators. And you really seeking connection. Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. Strength card at the bottom of the deck. As long as you don't get caught up in, like, the material byproducts that they expect you to be motivated by, then they'll never be able to measure. In who we use a measure of a man or a measure of a woman. And so if we can measure certain things about you, then it's easy to do magic on you for whatever reason, whatever it's like that. And these people can't measure you. They don't know what measure you meet. What the monkey got to do with that? Well, I feel like this is the manipulator, right? I feel like this is the manipulator, right? And he was tested on lab animals, right? So he realized that he could create a superior being, right? This is the I want to tempt you with something energy, right? He did it to the monkey first and then fucked over the monkey. He did it to the Powerpuff Girls, but they didn't even realize that they was like a product of his weird ass imagination, right? Manipulation with the Lovers card. You really like Rocket the raccoon on you know what damn movie I'm talking about. The damn raccoon. He thought that he had a real relationship, a real bond with his creator. This, just like the Powerpuff Girls do, just like Mojo Jojo did. They thought they had a real bond, a real connection with their creator. Meanwhile, this person is operating this on weird science. Ever grateful for the opportunity to share the gift. I always hope I'm saying something that helps. Don't make it fit. 7-7 angel number. Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. Let me know how that resonated for you. I am grateful for the opportunity to share the gift. I always hope I'm saying something that helps. What is the most important message? The professor from the Powerpuff Girls in that reading, right? That's how the Emperor card was showing up in that particular reading for Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo as somebody who wants control. In any case, don't make it fit. It don't gotta resonate. It's cool. Now, I think we should do Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. What is the most important message? Let's breathe for a moment together before we, discern and decipher. So the Eight of Cups, you see Ariel, or what could be Ariel, thinking of Prince Eric there in the distance, right? The shadow of that. And so it's like willing to sacrifice a certain aspect of yourself. Like, there's been a lot about future promises. Like somebody asking you to sacrifice yourself today for that, what they promising to do for you tomorrow, right? Because it's in a shadow. It's not even a colorful, photo of Ariel and Prince Eric. It's like the shadow. This could be a knockoff Little Mermaid and not even a real Little Mermaid. Anyway, Three of Swords. There's a need for you to kind of gain awareness and gain perspective about what feels like connection, love, romance. It feels like love, but it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. It's just like, I feel like you think that an aspect of love is selling yourself out or selling yourself short. And your spirit team is like, where has that ever gotten you? If somebody really loves you, they don't want you to lie about who you are or pretend to be something that you aren't. They make space and opportunity for you to express yourself to the fullest, and you're learning that. You're learning that not to silence yourself or give away your voice for this love or the idea that you have in your mind of love coming from a very immature place, whether it be romantic, platonic, business, or otherwise. Why would you have to sell yourself short? If my mom used to say, love a person for who they are and not who you want them to be, right? And if you go into a relationship and you say, I gotta change this and I gotta change that and I gotta change this, you ain't really fucking with the relationship. You fucking with the potential that you see in the person. But what if that person does not want to operate in that potential? That mean that they're not worthy? Does that mean that they're not credible? No, just because they don't want to be how you see them being, you get to find somebody who already is the way you want them to be. But no, battleships, and it's just like some type of paradigm. Five of Swords, Eight of Cups, that's sinking ships in your life, right? Relationships. Ships are supposed to be vehicles that take you places. This is what I'm tapped into. And it's been this energy a lot, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, that's lemons, You go to the dealership, and you buy a car, and it's supposed to take you places for some years. Well, if you go to a car dealership and you buy a car and it doesn't work, it doesn't operate the way you expect it to, well, you bought a lemon, right? And so a lot of these ships that you're getting into are lemons. They aren't really taking you where you expect them to go. And I think it's because at the time of purchase, your preconceived notions about what a ship is supposed to do is off. You're not supposed to have to sacrifice yourself, or it's not normal for as soon as you buy a car to have to fix the head gasket. You understand what I'm saying? This is what I'm tapped into. Death card energies out here with the Queen of Swords off with a motherfucking head, and this paradigm, the self-sacrificing paradigm that you've adopted or appreciated. It's like, people pleasing or a pick me type of energy, and your spirit team is wanting you to grow through that. Like, who told you that's how you're supposed to show up in love? Who told you that love was sacrifice? And that's what this feels like. And I do think that in love, when you're in sincere love, there will be times that you will sacrifice for that partner, but there is some type of like I said, it take you places. Before you get to that point to where you feel like you got to sacrifice somebody or yourself, the relationship has shown you that it can take you places, and therefore it's worth the sacrifice. You're not just sacrificing yourself like the fucking crypt keeper to see yourself. That supposed to be some type of reciprocation, right? This is what I'm tapped into. Eight of Swords, Five of Swords, Three of Swords, Eight Swords, Eight of Cups, eight angel number. A need for you to move forward in a way of thinking, gain some type of momentum, especially in regards to love, because there's a certain paradigm that you're adopting, and it's draining the fuck out of you. King and Queen of Swords, your spirit team, basically, if I had to summarize this reading, they get your fucking mind right, bro. What the fuck? Why is that love? When you think of these relationships, if you think of Pinky and the Brain, and how Pinky was so endearing to the Brain, but Brain was kind of hard and cold. It's what in your mind has told you that this is love, and how can you develop a more practical, view, mindset, perspective on what love is? Page of Wands energy is out here. Your spirit team is get your mind right. This is not love. Right? You might love them, but isn't it supposed to be a ship where everybody can get in and go places? This is what I'm tapped into. And I feel like, whatever this ship is that you are thinking is one that's built on your self-sacrifice. Made my stomach. There's a lot of energy coming through for the collective about something that was binding your sacral chakra, especially trying to affect your creativity, and that thing being loose. You might find your diet changes. You might find you just more endearing, more patient, more creative, more into yourself, kind of a little bit more. I want to say self-centered, but I don't want it to be a negative connotation. I want it to be self-focused or self-driven, which kind of feels like that's how you're supposed to be. But it's heavy was trying to fuck with your creativity, and you just flexed on them in how creative you can be, even when somebody is trying to bind you. This is what I'm tapping into. So We did Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Thank y'all so much for tapping in, tuning in, and turning up. I appreciate your time. Let's see what the most important message is for Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. I believe Leo, Aries, Sagittarius will be saved the best for last, face ass, and then we can do our normal nightcap. Thank y'all so much for your patience with me. I know it's late in the evening, 1551 angel number, and it's time for bed. But listen, we just need to make up for lost times. Eight of Cups came out again. This is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. In my mind, I heard, I'm walking away from the troubles in my life. I'm walking away. I'm going to find a better way. Just like the Eight of Cups for Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, there's this element of like losing your voice in order to find your path. But this feels like, different. It feels different. Eight of Cups energy is out here. It feels like Ace of Pentacles. I just want to be here. Energetically, it feels different. Ace of Pentacles star card. It feels like a type of sacrifice. Like, it feels like energetically somebody is trying to use something to keep you rooted and locked into a certain place, locked into a certain position. It's like being willing to sacrifice that thing that they're using to, like if somebody has you handcuffed, and it's going to sound like gory, but if they have you handcuffed, it's saw, right? Being willing to saw off the limb that has you bound to something, and it's empowering. It's taking you to like a very powerful position. Seven of Pentacles, 717 angel number. There's a lot about like, what you bring to something, what you bring to the table, which feels like, that conversation about what a person brings to the table, but this doesn't feel like a job or some shit like that or monetary, but it does feel like it's resources, but it's more about like who you are as a person and how beneficial it can be to have someone like you in a person's life, right? And this is like, you're very beneficial, but people didn't want you to know that you were beneficial. So they benefited from having you in their life, but they did a lot to suppress you or make you feel like you were always begging or always wanting and always asking. And there's this like willing to sacrifice certain aspects of who you thought you were to become what you actually are. Like, you see that now you have power, right? Even though they tried to hide this power from you. Seven of Pentacles energy is out here in reverse with the Sun card, right? Star energy has been showing up a lot, where it's like this relative or this close connection that, saw events happening in your life. And when you asked advice, when you asked, like, what do you think I should do? They was like, run, run, run. But not because it was the best thing for you to do or anyway, what was best for you, but because they wanted your position, because they wanted your destiny swap for you. Go on the run, be ashamed of who you are, feel guilt, right? There's no redemption, right? But I really feel like some experiences are bringing the truth about who you are, right? Who are you? On the Lion King, when he saw Simba, when he saw Mufasa in the sky, and he was like, remember, 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 right? Ace of Cups energy is out here with the Ace of Pentacles, and I feel like despite the suppressing that you face in your life, you are starting to really recognize and remember is the word that they want me to use, like the power that you hold. Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, you know what I mean? Or the power that you can hold. Because when you think of Ace of Cups and Ace of Pentacles, you think of a vessel. And the Star card with the Sun card, a cosmic vessel for, cosmic power. This is what I'm tapped into. A divine sacrament, if you will, right? This is some beautiful energy. There's a lot about this Eight of Cups, Seven of Swords, as I'm saying. Energetically, this Eight of Cups and Seven of Pentacles, 777 angel number feels like there's a lot about what you have to sacrifice. And it feels like an aspect of yourself that you think you are. If you remember the movie The Mask, the banker, the Jim Carrey character, he was a dope-ass individual. He just didn't realize, he didn't have the confidence in himself. When he put on the mask, he felt more confident. But the mask was only this revelator, a Sun card energy of who he already was inside. And even after the mask, he was more confident in his own personal abilities and adeptness. And that's what this is. Tower card energy is out with the Five of Pentacles. I do feel like there's some experiences that you've gone through, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo, or that you're experiencing at the moment, right? That feel like being left out and situations beyond your control that feel unfair to you, but it's happening for you. A lot of times the things that we feel like are our ailments or our disabilities is the catalyst that the Most High will use to bring about blessings. High Priestess energy is out here with the Eight of Wands. And a lot of this has to do with you coming into the awareness of your power, your gifts, your talents, and your abilities, despite the fact that that. Those closest to you tried to hide it from you. Eight of Pentacles energies out here. So you got a 777-888 angel number. Capricorn, it's Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Ever grateful for the opportunity to share the gift. I always hope I'm saying something that helps. Thank you so much for your patience. I appreciate your time, your energy, your love, and support. I always hope I'm saying something that helps. And we're going to do one for Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Signs. Let's do a collective message. Let me know how this resonates for you. Before we do our normal nightcap, and maybe we'll do this, I don't know. I think that nightcap is like, okay, right before I go to bed, just give me my quick message. And I like to keep it like that, but I don't know. I also am like, this predictability shit is kind of creating a lot of interference. It makes it so easy for these wizards, because I call them wizards because they're using technology or mechanisms. It's not that they actually have any magic, right? They just understand the mechanisms of like technology, coding or whatever it is like that, which is a type of wizardry. Either way it goes, these wizards like to affect the live and the Wi-Fi and all of this type of shit, and I like to avoid that. And a way to avoid that is just being really spontaneous and like never letting them see you coming. But in any case, this is for Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. A lot of this energy is in reverse. The Five of Cups showing out. I promise I won't cry over spilled milk. Give me a paper towel. Give me another value. Give me another hour or two. Hour with you. But this is like crying over spilled milk. Wheel of Fortune energies in reverse with the Eight of Pentacles. The biggest obstacle that you're facing at this time is like, it's like something ain't working out in your favor. But rather than seeing it as an opportunity, like the door closed, it opened up a window. That's what this feels like, right? But if you only crying and pouting about the door closing, you won't be aware and alert and in tune enough to see that the window is open. Six of Cups energy is out here with the Six of Wands in reverse. There's another Six of Cups energy, so 666 angel number. Your spirit team is like, bruh, if you look at this, it's like, I just needed a platform. Remember, he said he just needed a way out of the contract. And this is a way out of something that would have been bondage to you, even though it feels uncomfortable. Page of Cups energy in reverse. It's like you seeing it the wrong way. You looking at something inverted. Angel number, Eight of Pentacles, Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands came out here twice. Seven of Pentacles energies out here, the Seven of Swords, where you would have been in servitude or in bondage and or in contract or having to consistently and continually deal with a bunch of bullshit in order to try to get what you want to get done. You ain't gonna have to deal with that, and maybe it's uncomfortable. Perhaps it's a rocky separation. It's not a clean, smooth severance, but it's the best for you. The Knight of Cups energies out here with the High Priestess, right? I'm here for a good time, not a long time, and the idea that it wasn't that long, and this too shall pass. The idea that it wasn't that long, the High Priestess energies out here with the Eight of Cups and the Tower card, this unexpected change gives you the permission. The Eight of Cups came out for everybody. This thing gives you the permission that you need to go on and go forth and be great. This is what I'm tapped into. Eight of Cups is, the energy of the Eight of Cups is, I put a lot of energy and effort into something, but what my fulfillment is not. Even though I put all this energy and effort into it, I can see that my fulfillment is not here. And it takes a lot of gumption and tenacity, because people look at you crazy when they say, well, you've been working at this job for 20 years. Why would you quit this job and go start a business, right? Because that's where your heart is called to, right? And then say, but you're leaving so much stability and security for a risk, and it's this type of energy. But you got to go to where it's like loving and respecting yourself. It has to do with self-love and self-care and self-respect, even though it can look like the opposite, right? Taking a risk. It's self-love and self-care and self-respect because you love and believe in yourself enough that if you go toward this thing, the same goal, like you Midas touch, the same gold that you turn the last endeavor to, you can turn this one into and the next one if you wanted to. Knight of Swords energies out here. It's about like the belief that you have in yourself. Like, watch your mouth. What do you say about yourself? What do you believe about yourself? What do you agree about yourself? And so this is happening for you, not to you, even though it might be uncomfortable. Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Ever grateful for the opportunity to share the gift. I always hope I'm saying something that helps. Juicy. 777 angel number, 888 angel number as well. Lord have mercy, Jesus. I don't know what I'm gonna do with my YouTube trolls. My YouTube trolls don't want to know. They can't decide if I'm fat and they're not attracted to me, or if they are attracted to me. they want some type of sexual favors or something. It's so odd. I don't really know what to do with you guys. Half the time y'all come over here and say, lose weight, your stomach too big. Now you coming over here asking me about my lips. What is this weird ass shit? Either way it go. Moving forward. Wouldn't you like to know? Wouldn't you like to know? I mean, you could probably find out if you ask around. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I mean, shit, you might like, you probably can find out if you ask around. You know what I mean? It ain't a secret. Huh? Listen. Ask about me. What? Ask about me. You heard me? Ask around. There are some rumors. Listen, there's a little lore, you know. You might hear some legends, you know, some tales. People might have some stories that they can share with you if you really want to know. Okay. Focus. Okay. What is the most important message? What do we need? What do we learn? Like, what was the biggest lesson from today? What was the most important message for the Divine Collective about today? What do they need to learn most from the energy of today? Nine of Wands. Knowing, today was a lot about knowing when to stop. Or like things blowing up in your face kind of energy. Like the road to hell is paved with good intentions. It's a lot about your intentions. And the law of like cause and effect. And so you can have the best intentions in the world. But if you have like unintelligent or less than thoughtful actions, sometimes things can blow up in your face, right? So the road to hell is paved with good intentions. You can have the best intentions in the world. You got to ask yourself, does it make sense? It feels like a lot. I'm talking to a lot of people that give somebody the shirt off their back, and that feels altruistic, but is it wise? And so I'm not telling you not to be altruistic, but I'm telling you to temper in wisdom with the decisions that you're making, because there are things that are blowing up in your face. And this is the idea of somebody taking your goodness and kindness and the intentions that you had to do something to be a good person to somebody, and it blowing up in your face and turning into something bad happening to you. You gave somebody a ride to work. They had a gun in their bag and you end up going to jail. This type of energy. So it's like, you know, being a good person is more, it's more to being a good person just with being willing to do shit for people. The Eight of Cups energy is like, is it wise? Is this a wise decision? Strength card energy is out here with the Queen of Cups. And so the message that you take from the day is that your intentions, like a lot of magic, we say intentions and everything, but it has to be like tempered with wisdom. Strength card energy is out here with the Queen of Cups. Nine of Wands is some shit blowing up in some warlocks and some witches' faces, and they are really having to deal with the outlie of what they tried to do to you. Queen of Cups energy is out with the Strength card, and your motherfucking spiritual prowess is being like recognized. Some shit is blowing up in somebody's face, and they want you to know it, right? Like they're letting you know, hey, are you okay? How are you doing? Because over here our shit's fucked up, and it's this type of energy. Queen of Cups energy. Miss Honey's intentions was never to like defeat Matilda's family, even though they were the villain. Her intentions was never to defeat Matilda's family. Her intentions was only to save Matilda. You don't give a fuck about these villains in your life. You don't even recognize them as like they want this title as a villain in your life. What? You just trying to save Matilda, which could be your inner child, or which could be your manifestation and your materializations. And so there's a lesson today about intentions, the road to hell being paved with good intentions, making sure that your heart is tempered with your mind. And there are people who will recognize that the strength and the wisdom that you have, and how through the power of love that you have for either your inner child or what you're trying to manifest and materialize, this fucking magic keep blowing up in these motherfucking witches and these warlocks' faces, and they keep having to like make themselves known to you. I feel like you is not worried about what the next witch or warlock is doing. The only thing that you are trying to do is bring about the magic that you want to manifest into your life. That's what I'm tapped into. The Queen of Cups energy is out with the Seven of Cups. These trolls. These trolls are like discombobulated. That's what this is. 7 of Cups, 9 of Wands, 9 of Swords. What they said is blowing up in their faces. I tell y'all all the time. They said, and I heard is the two biggest liars. And what they said is blowing up in their faces, and that's what you need to know. And it has something to do with like you being like only focused on what you needed to be focused on, and not being distracted by what the world would say that you should have been distracted by. Like you wasn't worried about. Like I said, Queen Miss Honey was not trying to defeat Matilda's family. She only was trying to save Matilda, and that's the difference. You're not trying to go back and forth with no weak ass witches and warlocks. King and Queen of Cups. The only thing you trying to do is manifest and materialize the life that you want. And in that life, you have to take chances, make mistakes, and get messy. These witches and these warlocks take that as a threat. But because you're so hyper fixated, because you're so hyper focused on what God had for you, are you trying to please God or are you trying to please man? They cannot interfere. Look at the TV that is on, right? Remember those TV stations that they used to have that interference? They cannot interfere with what you manifest and materializing. This is what I'm tapped into. 2 of Cups energies out here. And baby, what God has for you, it is for you. And the word of the Lord does not return to them void. And the idea that they could think that they was going to interrupt and interfere with what you manifesting and materializing is comical. You heard me? The Wheel of Fortune energies out here. Look. It's the wind's low. Steve Urkel around this motherfucker. It's comical that they thought that they was going to be able to interfere. 7 of Wands energies out here with the 7 of Swords. You are being protected. 6 of Swords energies out here with the Hierophant. Not because it's like the house, like your, like the, like if a Hierophant, his court would protect him, right? Like the institution that employed him would be a layer of protection for a Hierophant, right? And that's what this is, Lover's card, Hierophant. The institution of spirit that employs you is a layer of protection. It's laughable, Spirit is saying. You know, how Steve Urkel used to dance, how Steve Urkel used to laugh. It's laughable that these warlocks, especially, that these witches and these warlocks thought that they was going to have some effect on you. And the most important thing that you need to do is control your mind. The 4 of Swords energy is out here. Because Kurt, the cowardly dog, always got it done. The biggest impediment in his path is that he had to freak out first. And yeah, maybe sometimes you have to freak out first, but you always get it done. Ever grateful for the opportunity to share the gift. I always hope I'm saying something that helps. 777 angel number showing up for the collective. The most important message from the day is when these witches and these warlocks think that they're going to do some work against you, that shit will blow up in their face. Especially when you remain focused on what God has for you. Thank you so much for tapping in, tuning in, and turning up. I appreciate your time, the energy, the love, and support. Let's see how we can best prepare for tomorrow. How we can best prepare for tomorrow. What may need to be done differently. Angels, archangels, ancestors, and spirit guides, and we should see us walk the highest path out here for the greatest good. The Death Card energies are here. Major transformations. There's a lot about preconceived notions that people had about you. That it's like people thought that it was gonna be easy to get you to do shit, say shit, react a certain way. They had a lot of preconceived notions about you. You operated in an alter ego for many years. And that alter ego was only like a fake, like, you know, that's what it was. It was something, a version of yourself that you created to exist in a certain environment. You're not in that environment anymore. You're in a space where you cultivated your own environment, right? So the ways that you used to be tempted and almost like tortured or baited out of a safe space, mentally, emotionally, it's not happening, right? What is the best way to prepare for tomorrow? What do you need to do differently? You need to embody this transformation that's happening in your mind and heart. You need to embody, Ace of Pentacles, this transformation, Death card that's happening in your mind and heart. That's what this is, because I think that there's a lot of consciousness and awareness around the alter ego that you had to create and why you created it. And I think that, you know, sometimes we kind of continue to exist in that alter ego because you changed, right? And, oh, you're fake or whatever it is like that. And I feel like it's important for you to give yourself grace. Nobody else is going to give you grace, period. God is, and that's it. You need to say, I created that alter ego to exist in an environment that I had to thrive in, and I no longer have to thrive in that type of environment. And so that's not fakeness per se. It makes sense, because otherwise you would have not survived in an environment that you was in. This is what I'm tapped into. The Devil card energies out here. Participating in certain behaviors. It's like being an undercover cop. That's what this energy is. It's like being an undercover cop, where you have to do certain things and behave a certain way, speak a certain way in order to fit into an environment that is not natural to you in order to solve your case, right? And now you are no longer undercover. The spirit team is saying, come from under that cover. That's what I'm tapped into. You had to do that. You had to create that alter ego to exist in an environment that you was never supposed to be in. But it's not it's not who you actually are. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. It was a means to an end. Five of Wands energy is out here. 515 angel number. That persona was a means to an end. And now it's like you fighting for your life because the real you is ready to come out and the environment is primed for the real you to come out. But you fighting for your life inside of yourself because of all of the ideas that people have around you. Right? You a fighter, or you a gangster, you a thug, you from the hood. Blah, 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 blah. That's their shit. That's their burden to bear. What they think about you is not your fucking problem. The Fool card energy is out here. And if they thinking about you, that mother, yeah, I did go pop. Bitch, that's me busting a bubble. Yeah, I did go pop. Yes, you're busting people bubbles because they feel like they want to box you into a certain paradigm, into a certain ideology. And the pop, if you're going from hip hop to pop or rap to pop or whatever it is, it's you busting a motherfucking bubble. 1111 make a wish because the idea that they want to keep you imprisoned in is not worthy of what God is trying to give you. That persona that they want to keep you imprisoned in is not worthy of what God is trying to give you. And if you don't let it go, in its abundance, these wishes coming true, it's like fighting for your life. You know, it's in the middle of the ring, 5th round, Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, and he's ready to bite. He's ready to bite. It's this type of energy when you just need to let your real self out. Speak the way you want to speak. Dress the way you want to dress. Walk the way you want to walk. Talk the way you want to walk. Talk. And when people say, you was different before, you're like, shit, I was trying to survive. When people say, well, you weren't like this before, I was trying to survive in an environment that was not conducive to the way I'm acting now. You got to be able to converse. You got to be able to verbalize that. I was in an environment that was a threat to the person who I am today. If I would have been this kind, this generous, this loving, if I would have spoken like this and carried myself like that, people would have attacked me. So I couldn't act like that then. You got to be able to verbalize that, or they'll keep you imprisoned in that persona. That's what I'm tapped into. 7 of Pentacles energies out here with the 9 of Wands. You got to say, I am grown now. I had to exist in an environment that was not safe for me. Now I created an environment that's very safe, and I ain't got to act like that no more. I ain't got to talk like that no more. I ain't got to walk like that no more. That shit ain't normal, and it's not my everyday. This is what I'm tapped into. You got to be okay with saying, yeah, some shit that we thought was cool, some shit that we thought was gravy is not normal, and you not doing it no more. That's what I'm tapped into. 10 of Wands energies out here. Unless you want to keep fighting. You know, unless you want to keep this fight up. All my life I had to fight face ass. Because staying in that persona, that persona is unworthy just in the way that you set it up in your mind of what God is trying to give you. Barbie dream home. So you can't be Barbie and Brule at the same time. Huh? You can't be Barbie Brule at the same time. See, you gonna be Barbie, you gonna be Brule. Now pick one. That's what this is. Ace of Swords energies out here. So I really feel like this is about you embodying Ace of Pentacles, something that's already in your heart and mind. Look, we could have just finished that, and we ain't had to take this long to do all of this. This was at the beginning. Huh? Yeah. That motherfucker shit came right the fuck back out of the sphere saying, I said what the fuck I said. And I'm grateful for the opportunity to share the gift. I always hope I'm saying something else. I said what I said. Let's get a sneak peek into tomorrow's energy. What are you still doing up? I said what I said. Let's get a sneak peek for Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Sneak peek. Devil card, baby. And they say it ain't over till it's over. I guess Capricorn season, right? Devil card tempting you, baiting. What would you do for a Klondike bar? Somebody is studying you, watching you, observing you, wanting to know what would it take. What is the cost? They have a price, so they feel like everybody got a price. And this motherfucker's trying to run it up. Be aware. What would you do for a Klondike bar? Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. 10 of Cups. It's laughable. We talked about this, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. What these people thought that they was going to do to affect some foundation that you've built. And so tomorrow is really an opportunity for you to enjoy and appreciate something that's well built and well maintained. 10 of Cups energy, a very pleasant experience for Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, baby, they trying to, it could be pleasurable. The Devil card can be pleasurable too. It's just the type of pleasure you got to be real careful with, okay? So we did, let's do Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. 2 of Pentacles energies out here. That's my twin in them. Go, best friend, juggling personas. Really, really trying to decide who you are and how you want to show up in the world from this point forward, right? You can continue to be what the world expects of you, or you can start being who you expect you to be, you know? And a lot of times they differ. They look the same, but they're kind of different, okay? And Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, save the best for last. Space has, listen. This is a lot. Tomorrow is a need for you to protect your power. The narrative. They're talking about like how the lion is always a villain to when the hunter tells the story. And I've been watching on my FYP a lot these theories about this movie, and that I think her name was Helen, wasn't really the villain, that it was this character here that was really the villain, because she was the one who didn't have any power, any problems. Everybody else had problems. The only thing that the one who went crazy did was try to help her when she was dealing with an abusive relationship. She was a pick-me. She didn't like the way she handled what she did to the boy who was in an abusive relationship with her. So she felt like she was being too powerful, and then she decided to use her power, which it's kind of like on that what's the name of that movie? God damn it. Kind of like on the Ariana Grande, that movie that she's on with the other lady, Cynthia Aurelio, because it was a different type of power that she used that changed the narrative around this other lady and had her wound up in an insane asylum. So anyway, 10 of Swords energy is out here. It's like there's a different type of power dynamic here. There's wizards and there's magicians. And there's people who are naturally magical and people who use mechanisms, manipulation, and other types of machines to demonstrate power, but it's a different type of magic. And I really feel like you need to be careful of this type of thing tomorrow. I hope I made that make sense. Page of Swords energies out here. A lot of monitoring spirits. There's a lot of people wondering if the magic, or why the magic that they're not doing is working. It's almost like there's a obsessed person that's like constantly watching you. 3 of Swords, and they're fucked up. 3 of Swords, 6 of Swords. That the shit that they thought was going to work, gotta catch them all, is not working on you. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 swords, and so 10 swords. I really feel like these people are going to try to, since their magic isn't working, they're going to try to use a power dynamic to like change the narrative around you, ruin your reputation, and have you canceled. So be aware and continue to be powerful on purpose. Listen, I am so grateful for each and every one of you. Every moment that you give me the opportunity to share the gift, I sincerely appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. If you're ever interested in getting a private and personal, you should check out the website. It's www.TarotOnDex.com. You can also utilize the link tree. Link tree is /TarotOnDex. And I hope I see you in the morning for our daily check-in. And until we meet again, be powerful on purpose. Wholeness. Infinite waters flowing through you. Take it easy.